a bye week for the Broncos that, yes, even though people are trying to be revisionist about it on this Monday morning, was a good weekend for the Broncos in terms of the playoffs in the AFC. I can't wait to get into all of this, and we're going to start right there, which was the biggest game of the weekend. Indianapolis at Kansas City, a 20-9 lead in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You thought the Chiefs were dead.
You thought the witch was dead, right? Coming off of a loss to the Denver Broncos, but guess what? People like you are rooting for the witch
As
because
I should
you're
have been,
scared
because
of
I'm
Daniel Jones
smart.
and the Colts.
Because I'm smart.
All right, so the witch just lives on. So let's all be Kansas
Well,
City
he lives
Chiefs
on.
fans.
He lives on. But as of
He's
the
trending,
fourth
too.
quarter, as of the fourth quarter yesterday with Indy and Kansas City, Denver did not control their own destiny to the 1 seed. As of today, they do. All you have to do, even if New England wins out, is win out. You have the tiebreaker over New England at this point. You have a better conference record. You will have a first-round bye, and you get to play the lowest remaining seed on the side of the AFC bracket. That's the thing that matters to me right now.
The Colts were going to lose to the Cowboys anyway,
You
right?
don't know that?
Is it Colts-Cowboys or is it
No,
Chiefs?
it's Chiefs-Cowboys on Thursday.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys just came back from down 3 touchdowns
I
against the defending Super Bowl champions.
How about old Pickens, man? Man's playing some football.
And Jerry Jones wants to re-sign him, but won't do it, now. They'll just wait until nothing's happening in the offseason and everyone panics in Dallas.
Until Pickens is a Green Bay Packer.
Right. That's what he wants to
Joins
re-sign him.
Parsons.
It's so stupid. I still firmly believe what I did last week. I want you to check off boxes down the road. You have now checked off, you control your destiny to the AFC West. You have checked off, you control your destiny against a team that had a head-to-head tiebreaker against you in the Indianapolis Colts. You know what the Colts proved to me yesterday? That if I see them at home,
Not scared.
that if Daniel Jones has to go on the road, I'm not scared.
I'm not scared.
I don't want to go to Lucas Oil and play in that dome.
I agree with that.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to play in any domes. Playoff domes stink.
They proved to me that you go on the road and they pucker up.
Let's call a spade too now. With the Denver Broncos in their build, do you really want the Broncos to ever play in a dome? This is a defensive team. You want elements, man. Even me. You're a team that essentially has a quarterback that's gritty, that's tough, that finds a way, but he's not sexy.
Right.
He's not flashy. He's not the guy that's going to put up a ton of points and blow you out of the water early on in a football contest.
He's not the guy that needs complete silence to orchestrate his offense.
He likes gritty, man. He likes grimy. Grimy and gritty happens in these open stadiums here in the month of January and into February.
You know what matters more to this team? That defense being able to tee off on a quarterback who has to rely on a silent count.
Yes.
Who has to rely on holding his ears together as Mile High screams their collective freaking heads off.
You know what
That's
I love
what
about
matters
Mile High
more
and power
than killing Kansas City in Week 12.
I love the upper deck has those kind of metal, I don't know. Your feet are basically stomping
I'm sure it's
on
titanium.
metal.
I'm sure it's some sort of alloy.
But it feels like it creates a lot of noise, I'll say that.
It certainly does.
And I love that for the Broncos. The Broncos, some way, shape, or form, need to find a way to just get home field advantage. And it's a one game at a time season. 1-0 on a weekly basis, and you'll be in a great spot.
It doesn't mean that I'm not scared crapless about seeing Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I am. The Chiefs are in my head, as they should be in everyone's right now. Like, remember the Tom Brady years? You know who was in your head all of those years? The Patriots, if you were a contender in those seasons. They were always in your head. But what happened with the Patriots when they came to Mile High? You don't win games there.
No.
You don't win games there. And Kansas City still does not control their own destiny to the playoffs, right? Even if they win out, they don't get in. And I firmly believe that at some point down the road, KC is going to lose a game, and you called it last week. You think it's going to be on Thursday against Dallas.
I did call it.
You called it last week.
I'm not as confident anymore.
They have to go to Dallas.
Because I wanted them to be finished against the Colts.
They have to face a Houston team at home, which right now is statistically the best defense in the NFL. And they looked damn good the last time they were out. You have a home game against LA in Week 15, and LA might be holding on to we have to win this game to make sure that we're a wild card team. I think someone's going to come up and do your dirty work for you against Kansas City. So all I care about is, do the Broncos control their own destiny? Yeah. And because Indianapolis sucked on the road in the fourth quarter, the answer is yes.
So here's what I find. I think the most important game by far, and I'm talking about by a long stretch, is your game on Sunday Night Football against the Commanders. And it's one that you look at and you're saying Jaden Daniels isn't playing. You know, they've been very uneven. Dan Quinn went from being one of the best coaches in the National Football League to all of a sudden being on the hot seat. I don't love the concept of trap game. I think it's dumb most of the time. This one feels trappy, and I don't want it to feel trappy. You need to win this football game because you got the absolute worst team in the National Football League, and it's not even particularly close in the Las Vegas Raiders coming after that.
Holy crap, are they bad?
They're so bad.
Congratulations, Shedeur Sanders.
Congrats, Shedeur Sanders. We thought that the Cleveland Browns were the most dysfunctional football team on planet Earth. They made the Raiders look like Real Housewives of Name the City in California with a ton of money.
The Browns' white helmets, fantastic.
Great
Get
look.
rid of the orangey brown crap helmet that they always wear. That white thing is dope.
Yeah. You know what? My buddy had a line. This is a wild line. For when he was talking about attractive females, he'd say, she's a Cleveland Brown. Huh? Great uniform, bad helmet.
You what? Great uniform, bad helmet. That's pretty good.
Isn't that good? But when
thought it was going to be something dirty.
When the Cleveland Browns are all white, when they have the white,
that's a steamer though.
They have the white helmet. It's a great uniform and great helmet, man. It's your point.
Shedeur looked like a run-of-the-mill average NFL quarterback against,
you know what he looked like?
A horrible Vegas team.
He looked like a quarterback that won a football game in his first start. And that's important.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's really good for him.
I don't know what it's going to look like against a good team.
Okay, so here's why I think the Broncos-Commanders game is so dang important. First of all, this is a great opportunity for Bo Nix to put together a good football game. Good football game. You don't want to just let this thing go into the fourth quarter and because the Commanders they're fighting for their football lives. Cliff Kingsbury's I think he's fighting for his employment at this stage. Dan Quinn, I don't know. Just, man, the NFL, it comes at you fast. Think about it. Chip Kelly, he was on top of the college football world as the offensive coordinator for the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, fired 11 months later. Fired. Just ousted. How many games did he get? 11 games?
He got 11 games,
you realize what he was making per year? 6.
Yeah, it's a lot of money as an OC.
And they're willing to eat that.
I don't completely agree with your assessment that Dan Quinn and Kingsbury are in the same boat. Like, Geno Smith has been healthy this year for Chip Kelly, and they've been horrendous. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury have had to play 7 games of Marcus Mariota football.
Yeah. It wasn't great with Jaden either when it started. It looked very sophomore-y. But neither here nor there. That's a game that I desperately want to see the Denver Broncos play another really good 3-phase football game like they did against the Kansas City Chiefs. And obviously the defense for the Commanders is nowhere near as good as what you saw against Kansas City. So I want to see you put that one together because here's what I see coming. A horrible Raiders team. We already established that. A Packers team.
Remember when you were nervous about the Raiders to start the season?
Why are you laughing at me? I'm a football coach. I'm nervous about everything.
That is true.
Okay? I'm terrified about Marcus Mariota. Okay?
I get that. I can be the cocky one out of the two. I can be the naive cocky one.
A Packers team that has proven to not play well at 5,280 feet. The altitude affects them. The Jaguars, they were having their victory lap after winning again in the West Coast. They beat the Cardinals in a really tight contest. And did you hear Mr. Duval after the game? He goes, 3 West Coast road trips. 3 West Coast road trips, 3-0, guys. We own the West, bro.
Yeah, we're not. I think you would go on to say we're not going to apologize for victories around here.
Got you there, buddy. I don't think that team's going to play very well at a mile high either, C-level team. And then we'll see where the Chiefs are at. Hopefully, where I was at, because I knew that the Colts were going to lose at least 1, probably 2, maybe 3 more games, because Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones.
But you're telling me Kansas City is going to win out?
I'm terrified of the 2 games that I am terrified right now of is starting with the Commanders game and then the state of the Chiefs when you go there. If it is over, game, set, match for the Chiefs, I love the Broncos in that spot.
But if they have any sort of, if we win out, we are either in or we've got a decent chance, it's a true playoff game.
Yep.
Like it was yesterday against Indianapolis at Arrowhead.
And then we'll find out, too, the status of the Chargers at that point in the final game of the season. Because they are banged the heck up. We'll see what they're all about. Because, I mean, New England's probably the team that scares me more.
There is a big injury on their offensive line that happened this weekend. They lost their left tackle. And they still have to go against the Bills at 7-4, who are still technically alive in the AFC East, but are in the 7 seed. And they still have to take on Baltimore.
Who'd the Bills lose to on Thursday?
Houston.
Yeah. Something's not right with that squad.
No, but like they lost to the number 1 defense in the NFL statistically.
Correct.
It's either Houston or Denver, the best defenses in the world. And that's what I'm saying is like, in order for Kansas City to get in, they have to leapfrog the number 1 defense statistically in the NFL, Houston. They have to leapfrog the Steelers, who just like don't go away for some reason. For some reason, they don't go away because it's Mike Tomlin.
He's a cockroach.
Right. They don't have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Jacksonville. The Bills are still 7-4. They have to climb a lot of teams that just aren't really going away. It's funny. If the Broncos could lose one game out of their next ones, you know what the one I kind of want them to lose is?
Commanders?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Gives them an extra win. Puts them 1 extra win ahead of Kansas City.
Yeah.
If you can choose one game for them to lose and they still somehow get the 1 seed, I'm choosing that one.
So, Raj, you're telling me that you rooted for the Colts you rooted for the Chiefs to beat the Colts. And,
yeah, because I'm smart.
And now you're rooting for the Jaguars to beat the Broncos.
No, you can't do that. I said if I had to choose one game for them to lose.
My co-host is Alex.
Okay, all right.
Ryan Emmy.
Duval.
Don't you do that to me.